Welcome to Moshiach in the Parsha. So this week is a very special Parsha because it's a double Parsha. We are going to read two portion of Matos and Masei. In addition to the double portion, it's also called Shabbat Chazak because we are concluding the fourth book of the Torah. And at the end of the reading, the congregation announces altogether three words, Chazak Chazak V'nitchazek. Be strong, and let us be strong. So what is the connection between these two Parshiot of Matos and Masei, and its connection to Shabbat Chazak? And especially, what's the connection to Moshiach and the third temple and the redemption? So let's unpack this amazing week. So, Parshat Matot. This means, the word mata means a staff or a tribe. The idea here is firmness, like a rod, a very strong staff, stick that doesn't waver, it's grounded, very powerful. Now, spiritually speaking, what does this powerful sense represent? It represents a powerful light of God, a divine revelation from on high that shines very powerfully. And nothing basically can get in the way. When God's light is shining, everyone has to admit, the world admits, it can be very overwhelming wherever it shines. That's the idea of mata, strength, godly power, godly light from a God. The Masei, the next Parsha, is kind of the other direction. That represents the work from the world from within, working with the world from within the world. And the word Masei means travelings. Because in the portion of Masei, it actually lists all the travelings. The Jews were traveling from Egypt until they got to the border of Israel. That was 42 journeys. And it's not just giving us a roadmap, but it's actually reflecting the journey of the Jew. The ups and the downs, the challenges, the hard days, the good days, working from within, the battles that we all have on a daily basis. That's really what it's talking about. It's referring to our personal challenges and working from within the challenges, within the darkness, trying to become better people and to refine ourselves, our character traits, and refine the world around us. That's the idea of these travelings. So, in summary, Parshat Matos represents a godly revelation coming from on high, from above to below. And Masei, the second portion, is coming from the other direction. It's working in the world, from within the world, in other words, from bottom up. So they're kind of both extremes. The first Parsha Matos has the quality of a powerful revelation from Hashem, from God. And the quality of Masei is the refinement of the world from below. How does this connect to the temples? So, interestingly, Parshat Matos is parallel to the first temple, and Masei is parallel to the second temple. How is that so? So let's start with the first temple. When the first temple, holy temple, the Beit HaMikdash, was built in the times of King Solomon, Shlomo HaMelech. Now, his time, there was a very intense revelation of godliness on this world. You felt Hashem's presence very strongly. The Beit HaMikdash housed God's presence. You had open miracles, you had prophecy. It says that King Solomon was sitting on the throne of Hashem, expressing the revelation that was happening at the time. Very powerful moment for the Jewish people. So this represents, like Matos, a very heavily powerful revelation of God coming from on high. So why was it destroyed? If you had a very powerful revelation, why was it destroyed? So the answer is, because it's such a powerful revelation from on high, it lacked the hold on the ground. Yes, it's a powerful light from above, but it's overwhelming the world. The world wasn't yet a receptacle, wasn't refined from within, that it should be able to receive this great, immense energy of Hashem. And eventually, the world, it didn't have a hold on the world, and it was destroyed. The second temple was quite the opposite, in a certain sense. The second temple was built after a destruction and after an exile, after the Babylonian exile. So Ezra and the Jews were going out of the exile, and this is after repenting, after bettering their ways, and they're preparing for a second temple. So it's coming from a direction from refinement of the world from below. They worked on themselves, they bettered their behavior, and now they're refined people. And this is the preparation for the second temple. It's coming as a result of the work from within the world. So it had a stronger hold in the world. It was bigger than the first temple. It also lasted 10 more years. But eventually it also was destroyed because it was lacking the power of revelation from on high. So the first temple has the quality of the light of God, a greater light of God. The second temple was lacking that powerful light of God. In fact, there was 5 very important things that were lacking in the temple. One of them was God's presence, the Shekhinah. The Aron, which housed the Holy Ark, was not there. The Urim V'Tumim, the prophecy, wasn't there. Many things were lacking in the second temple, spiritually speaking. But physically, it was a bigger building and it lasted longer in physical years. So you had a stronger hold on the world, but it was lacking that spiritual light. And therefore, there was also a destruction. This brings us to the ultimate. What's going to be the ultimate? When you merge both qualities of the first Beit HaMikdash and the second Beit HaMikdash, then you get the third temple. The third temple is going to have both qualities. It's going to come after thousands of years of exile. Almost 2,000 years we're in exile. And the world is totally refined, more than ever, from all the mitzvot and the learning Torah and all the good deeds that we've been doing for all the generations. And every mitzvah, every good deed is accumulative. So it's all adding up, refining the world for almost 2,000 years. So the world is very much refined. And at the same time, we're going to have a tremendous revelation on high. It's not going to overwhelm the world, because the world at this point is going to be receptive and going to be refined enough that it will have both qualities, an amazing light of divine energy being revealed. At the same time, the world can be fully absorbed of this light and energy without being too hard on the world and too overwhelming. No, the world will be able to absorb it and have it penetrate in a very deep way. And this is the third temple. And therefore it's going to be never destroyed, and it's going to be forever lasting. And it's going to be an everlasting redemption as well. No more exile after we get out of this one. This is the final everlasting redemption. And this leads us straight to the idea of Chazak. So when this year Matos and Masei are coming together, we're merging both qualities, the divine light and the refinement of the world. And then we say Chazak Chazak V'nitchazek. What is the idea of Chazak? The idea of strong. So briefly in halacha, there's this concept when you have 3 times of something, repetition of 3 times, it's called a chazakah. There's a certain steadiness, a strength that's there. And this refers to in this week, when we're in the middle of the 3 weeks, which is also number 3, we're trying really hard that there shouldn't be a continuation of this exile, and that we should see the deeper meaning of the 3 weeks, which is really, instead of destruction, we should see the revelation and the reconstruction, the rebuilding of the third temple. But the idea of 3 here, the chazakah, is the strength of the third temple and the third redemption. And so this is what we're heading into this Shabbat, where we have a double connecting Matos with Masei, having both qualities the strength from above and the strength from below. And the ultimate is the third temple, the third redemption, when you have it merged together. And just like we're reading in the Parsha of Matos and Masei, we already essentially did the part of Masei already, which is the journeys of the Jewish people. We went through all the hardships, all the persecutions, all the exile. We did it. We marked everything. We're ready for redemption. The world is prepared. Everything's ready and set in stone. So we finished the journey. Now we're waiting for the Matos, that final revelation from on high that's going to come with the third temple. So may this be the last journey. We should be journeying out of exile, even before Shabbat. And this journey of Masei should be the journey into Eretz Yisrael, into the Holy Land, with a final and ultimate redemption with a third temple.